Question 1. What license do you need to open a post-surgery recovery home in Florida?
So the idea is to open a recovery home where you will be caring for people that have had plastic surgery. We have one of my clients. She's been open since like a year ago, and she's currently looking for another building so she can do the same business model. Basically, what we did was we opened her assisted living. She's a nurse, and she's using her nursing credentials to be able to care for people who are coming from plastic surgery. She loves it and has been able to do very well, and the demand is very high for her. Now she's looking for another building so she can replicate the same business model.
Question 2. Do you have to be a licensed nurse to open a post-surgery recovery home in Florida?
She doesn't have to be a nurse, but she will have to have a contract with a nurse that will come and be on shift to provide those nursing requirements. For example, there are certain type of care that the client will need post surgeries that a typical CNA home health aide will not be able to assist with, and you need to have a nurse on staff to meet their needs. So yes, you will need to have a nurse on shift for that. Now, okay, there are staffing agencies that can send you a nurse. There are home health agencies that can send you a nurse, but those tend to be more on the pricier side. Whereas if you had a relationship with a nurse, that could come out. Now, you can have one nurse on staff and then a CNA, but for what you will provide, you need to have skilled staff on shift. So like a typical home health aide would not do well with you. So you would have a nurse plus CNA, certified nursing assistants.
Question 3. What care can you provide in a post-surgery recovery home?
What you're doing is you're providing the housing and you're taking care of the person until they get better and then they leave. Of course, you're going to establish for how long. If it's for a week, if it's for 2 weeks, you get what I'm saying? Typically, when that person reach out to you, it's a temporary stay. But during the temporary stay, you're going to take care of their needs. You're going to feed them. You're going to make sure, they're taking their medication. You're going to look over them. If they need to go to the ER, you will take them. If they need help with taking their medication, you may need to give massages, drainage, and all of these things. And for those type of skills, you need a nursing staff on shift to be able to provide that medical aspect of the care. Now, your CNA can help with, helping with the food, assistance with helping them take showers and things like that. But anything that have a medical aspect to it, you need that nursing staff to be able to do it.
Question 4. How long does it take to get licensed, and can you use a residential home for an ALF in Florida?
Like the client I just mentioned that we opened her business, it took us about 8 months. Basically, if she has a house already, we need to find out if it is zoned. If the house is zoned, then we'll be able to do the ALF in it. If it is not zoned, they won't allow it. There is a lot that has to be done to get an ALF. There is the fire alarm, fire sprinkler, the generator, all of those heavy upfront investments that you have to do after you find out that you're zoned. And we have to go through a licensing process. There is health department, emergency management plan, change of use, or in Miami, use process. There is a lot that gets into it. And this is why it takes that long, because we're dealing with different departments that move like everybody have forever. If she have a tenant, if the property is already rented, she should keep it as a rental while she go through the process. The property does not have to be empty for us to go through the process. I'll be telling you, okay, at this phase, you need to find a nice Airbnb for your tenant, or you need to find a nice hotel for them. They need to be there for X amount of time. between your contractor and how much time it's going to take for them to do the sprinkler system. That is the part that is usually evasive. You work with everybody together and you get your system installed. So if your tenant is at the Airbnb or the hotel for like a week and a half or even 2 weeks, by the time they come back, everything is clean. And when you get your license and you know that you are onboarding a client in the next 30 days, then you would give your tenant proper notices for them to leave. And if they don't have a place to go, like right away, work with them because technically they helped you out. Be a good landlord, but you will know when you need to be given those notices. You know, at a worst case scenario, you give the notices way earlier than you need to. Maybe 60 days before. You yourself give yourself 60 days, yet you give the tenant 30 days to leave. Now you have a grace period. But yeah, the property don't have to be empty for us to go through the process.
Question 5. Who installs fire sprinkler systems in an assisted living facility in Florida?
Pretty much there are sprinkler companies. They are sprinklers that goes to take out fires and things like that. So they go in the walls and in the ceilings of the house. There are companies who do those, and we're more than happy to send some recommendations. Part of the services we provide is also to give you access to our network as part of your processes, because the internet world could be pretty big and scary, and sometimes you just need to know that you're dealing with people who's not gonna disappear on you.
Question 6. Do you offer mentorship services?
We don't take on as a mentor, like you go do the work and I tell you how, because not only would you get frustrated, you would think we are bad at what we do. So the service we provide is we take on the project ourselves. We meet with you. Education you will get because you get to see what we're doing, but we're the one having those communications because there are industry specific language. It's not because you can't do it. It's because every area have its own type of language. And by the time I'm telling you to say what to say, you go over there, you forgot what I said. You say it how you're able to say it. You don't get the result, and you can see how it could be a ripple effect of not what we want to see. So I take on the project with my team myself.
Question 7. What are the next steps?
Once we take over the file, we'll send you referrals of who you can use if you choose to use those people. And also, we'll have a plan of action meeting. And another thing you want to consider is also if you do go into partnerships, you may need a referral to help you structure the business accordingly, to have those conversations that you should be having upfront. But yeah, that's pretty much what we offer by now.